Hi everyone, welcome to Savannah, Georgia, back in the United States. We're on the Savannah River right now, and across the river is South Carolina. I'm here today because I'm with a friend who's not in the shot right now, he's watching. But we're gonna start driving from here in Savannah, Georgia, which we're saying for the sake of this is on the Atlantic. It basically is. And we're driving from here in Savannah to the Pacific Ocean. Probably we don't actually know specifically where on the Pacific Ocean we're driving to. The only place we know we're going is Silver City, New Mexico. I don't actually know what the title of this video even is. I'm just standing here explaining to you that we have about 1.5 to 2 weeks of free time and we're driving across the country. We're gonna see what happens. Right, a couple minutes in, we've just stopped at Dollar Tree for some supplies. We're heading to Atlanta now, for sure. We know we're for sure going to Atlanta. As for where we're going after that, we don't know. So, stay tuned. A very jarring warning light came on in the car. It was the low coolant light. We checked, filled the car up with coolant. My friend filled the coolant tank up 2 days ago. He'd done about 9 hours of driving up to this point, and the coolant tank was about empty. So we did a couple things. I'm not gonna bore you with the details. We're outside on O'Reilly Auto Parts in Griffin, Georgia, waiting on a tow truck. And we have no idea what we're doing, honestly. I guess we'll try to get the car serviced tomorrow, but it looks like we're gonna be spending a reasonable amount of time in Griffin, Georgia. Hi. Something I forgot to mention there was that we called the tow truck to bring us to the local Chevy dealership, as my friend drove a Chevy. The plan was to park it there overnight and make our way to the cheapest motel we could find, which was 2 miles down the road, then return the next day, hopefully get the car repaired, and be back on the road playing the classic car game of Those Are My Cows once again. We have now been waiting just over 2 hours for a tow truck. Called them back after about an hour and a half. Oh, three. I've just been signaled 3 hours. We called them back
3 times. Called them 3 times.
Oh, called them 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So called them back and they hadn't actually rung it up. They hadn't actually ordered the tow truck. So they said, so the first hour and a half, 2 hours were spent waiting for nothing. But we're at the point now where it's almost 8. We're getting hungry, so heading to the grocery store right here. Just get some food and keep waiting. The tow truck company finally got back to us. They'll be here in a few minutes. So we're getting stuff together that we don't necessarily need, or sorry, we're getting stuff together that we do need tonight to bring with us to the motel we got here in Griffin, and leaving the stuff we don't need in the car because we have a lot of things for this trip and it just makes no sense carrying a ton of stuff to the motel that we're not going to use. So the gates at the dealership are closed, so we can't leave the car there. So and the guys said we had to drop it here. So we're dropping it here and just driving it to our motel and hoping nothing bad happens. Driving slowly with the hazards on. The motel's only 2 miles down the road, so not too much of a stretch. Alright, that's pretty much it for tonight. I'll see you in the morning. Alright, it is 9 a.m. now. The Chevy dealership just opened. So we're checking out of the motel and we're heading over there. First, gotta fill up with coolant so we can actually make it to the dealership. The Chevy dealership did not have any mechanics in today, so I went to another place and they told us it was one thing, but that they wouldn't be able to work on it for 3 days. And then we've come to another place that said they could work on it today, and they said it was something else, and they fixed the something else they said it was. Now they're just running the final checks, and hopefully we'll get out of here soon. The car appears to be running smoothly again. We had to use it to go to an ATM, so we know it works. But we're getting back on the road now. Hello! Currently 11:45 at night. We're in Monroe, Louisiana, getting gas. We've been on the road for just over 10 hours now, making up for the lost time yesterday. Just continuing to head toward New Mexico. I'm about to get hit by a car. Yes, they were going there. Yeah, we're gonna keep driving for a few more hours until we just get too exhausted to keep going. But there is a point where we do need to sleep because we need to be well rested and of sound mind tomorrow, because at the moment we are driving directly toward a forest fire in Texas, Taylor County, Texas. But we don't know how wide it is. We don't know, how far we need to go around it. So we've stuck with the original route that takes us directly through there, because we really don't know how to plan ahead for dealing with a forest fire. So we're just kind of driving toward it, and I guess the thought process right now is there'll be signs or some kind of warning that says, hey, don't go further, there's a fire. Take this route if you're trying to use the highway. But that's the plan for now. Gonna put gas in the car, so that's where I'll leave you for this moment. Hello there. It is 1:30 Eastern Time, 12:30 Central Time. Obviously 12:30 in the morning. Ooh, look at that. That's fun. Stopped at a rest stop for the night, get some sleep. I'm wandering around looking for a bathroom. Heading out again in the morning. That's it. Good morning. It is now 6:20 in the morning. Still in Texas. We're in Texas by about 8 whole feet. Gonna head to the bathroom and get on the road. This needs to be like 3 or 4 seconds long. That's fine. Okay, so we've just passed through Dallas, Fort Worth. We're now heading for Taylor County, where the wildfire is. And we've seen a few signs that have said orange air warning, limit outdoor activity. We can only imagine that that's having to do with the wildfire. So this might be an interesting, those are my, no, that's a bush. So we might have an interesting day ahead of us. We also might completely go past it, have no idea we even passed a wildfire, and just have a nice, peaceful day. Hopefully the second one. I don't remember exactly how much I explained with what went wrong with the car, but the engine overheating light has just come on. We were pulling out of this Love's gas station. Pretty much made it through this gallon of coolant thus far in the last, what's this, day 3? And so we've gone in, gotten another bottle of coolant, and at this point, pretty much we're not gonna make it to California. We need to get to Silver City, where we have a few days that we already planned to spend there, put the car in for service while we're there, and after that we just need to focus on getting it back to the East Coast without breaking down or doing any irreparable damage to the car. So that's where we're at now. The level was at that line yesterday when we left Griffin, Georgia. And the risk we run by having this problem and having to continuously put coolant back into the system is the potential of blowing a head gasket. Am I correct in that? Yeah. Which is very bad, and I don't want you to know the consequences of. About 9.5 hours left to Silver City, 6 hours into the day so far. We have something important in Silver City. Otherwise, we would just turn around now and head back to the East Coast. But it is very important that we make it to Silver City on this trip. So we are going to continue to power through. We've made it to Silver City, to the motel, alive, with coolant, and the forest fire ended up not being an issue. Airbnb. This is the nicest little motel for $66 a night. These are huge beds. Oh, thanks for the card.
It's a sick video.
Yeah. Don't really know what we're doing for the time we're in Silver City, really. When I said earlier we have a very important reason for being here, it's my friend's important reason, and I'm tagging along. On an invite, though, I didn't just say, "Oh, I'm coming with you." So he has some stuff to do. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. We'll figure that out. I'm not sure when we leave here. All I really know is that we're here right now. Oh, and we have to take the car in to a mechanic to figure out what's wrong with it so that it doesn't explode on the way home. Hello, it is our second full day in New Mexico. I didn't record anything yesterday because it was just sort of an errand day. But right now we're in City of Rocks State Park. We're gonna be wandering around here. It's not easy. No, it's not. Hi everyone, I've dropped off my friend at the thing that he has to do, the whole reason we came out here, well, the whole reason he came out here. And so I have a few hours with the car. I've heard sunsets in the Southwest are fantastic, and I want to go see one, but I want to go see one in a good spot. So I've found an area. So I'm over here-ish, and then over here across Silver City is an area called the Boston Hill open space. And it seems to be a pretty small hill that overlooks the town. And it's perfect for what I'm looking for because it gives you a good view of the sky during the sunset. And it's not that high up, so I'm spending as little time getting from the car to the top as possible, which is fantastic because I keep getting burned every time I step outside here. So the less time I spend outside, the better. But yeah, gonna change probably. I'm in flip-flops right now. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna check on the coolant in the car because it's kind of low. We drove about 50 miles earlier and it lost maybe about half an inch. So I want to put more coolant in the car, I need to get gas, and then we're going to head to the Boston Hill open space for the sunset. Yeah, it's not good. Okay, that's about the line. See how long that stays for. I managed to finish up everything I needed to get done really quickly. I just assumed it would take a while, so I budgeted a fair amount of time for it. But now I'm here like 20 minutes early, maybe 25, as evidenced by the sun that's still somewhat high up. Yeah, the fantastic thing though, and the reason why I chose this trailhead to start at is because it's in the shade mostly. It's on the east side of the hill, so the sun is setting on the other side. I don't need to worry about getting burned as much. And also it was the only one that really had very clear parking on Google Maps. So, solid. Hello everyone, welcome to the top of the Boston Hill open area overlooking beautiful Silver City, New Mexico behind me. It's about 7:20-ish right now and the sun sets at 8:15, but I will not be hanging out that long. I plan on leaving around 7:45 or at least starting to leave around then. That way I have a full half hour to get off the hill in the daylight, because descending in the dark is just a bad idea. So I'm gonna hang out here for a bit and see if the sunset is nice. It's 7:45 now. The sun hasn't gone down much, but I'm gonna start heading down because, as I said, I don't want to be stuck up here in the dark. Hello, another day of my friend is off doing his thing, so I'm gonna go see some more of the sights. All right, we are leaving Silver City, New Mexico now. We have 36 hours to do a 26-hour drive to Asheville, North Carolina, where I'm being dropped off, and getting on a plane the next day at the Asheville Regional Airport. So here we go. Oh yeah, that's definitely the smoke. Wow. Hopefully it's okay that we go this way. I hope so. I can smell it. Yep, it's definitely the smoke. It's crazy low visibility. Those trees are right in front of us and I can hardly see them. Sounds like barbecue. Why would I even think about it when we were picking routes? I mean, I assumed the GPS wouldn't take us through the fire, but it kept telling us your route may be affected by black fire, and we just got used to ignoring it. It didn't say that on this. Oh, really? It's not like we're gonna drive into the fire. Worst comes to worst, it'll give us a detour. Wow, dude, this is nuts. The fire's miles away, too. This is crazy. It's 11:13 at night now. We've been driving for just over 14 hours. I've been driving the last 9. We're somewhere in eastern Oklahoma. We're just switching driver right now. I'm looking for food in the back seat, and that's it. It's now 6:30 in the morning in eastern Arkansas. We've been making such good time that we were able to pull off at around 3:45, get some sleep at a rest stop. Gonna head off again soon toward Memphis, Nashville, and then Asheville, and check in at the hostel and get on a plane tomorrow. Your followers will never know. They'll think we're going to Egypt. Hello and welcome to Asheville, North Carolina. After 31 hours of driving, I believe it was, made it here on time, checked in at a reasonable time. Now I'm just wandering around looking for dinner. It is just me here because this is where my friend and I's paths home diverged. So he's driving home. I've got a flight home tomorrow afternoon. That's it. It is morning now in Asheville. It's afternoon. It's 12:30 in Asheville. I've got my backpack on, tripod, all packed up for the airport. Kind of just wandering around right now until the bus for the airport leaves in half an hour. I'm like vaguely heading in that direction. And it'll get me there pretty early, but nothing else to really do. Alright, landed in St. Pete, and that is the end of whatever this video is, really. Yeah, thanks for watching.